Hello my dear friends, welcome to Teacher at Home. Today class we are going to learn the 16th chapter, that is the water, a precious resource. Jal hai to kal hai. If you have water, you can think about the future. Only if water is available we can survive. You are perhaps aware that March 22nd is celebrated as the World Water Day. So all we know that Water Day has been celebrated on March 22nd. A school celebrated Water Day and invited posters from the children of your age group. Some of the posters have been shown here. What is it indicating? Save energy, drop of water. Then every drop counts. You can save water. My water is the best friend. What is the message you get from these posters? Write your observations in your notebook and discuss them in the class. So when a school is been celebrating the Water Day, many students brought the posters regarding water. Have you felt a shortage of water at school or at home? Your parents, teachers must very often be advising you not to waste water. No wonder we celebrate Water Day every year to attract the attention of everybody towards the importance of conserving water. So what is the main idea or main aim behind this is to conserve water, not to waste it as we are doing. No wonder that we celebrate the Water Day every year to attract the attention of everybody towards the importance of conserving water, that we should conserve water for our future needs also. The amount of water recommended by the United Nations for drinking, washing, cooking and maintaining proper hygiene is a minimum. That is, hygiene is a minimum of 50 liters per person per day. Amount it is 2.5 buckets. That is, for each person, there is the recommended water that is being told by the United Nations, that is 50 liters per person per day. The amount it is 2.5 buckets of water per person per day. Is your family getting at least this much of water? If yes, you should consider yourself fortunate because millions of people in our country do not get water. See, if you are having our own facility in the sense, well, likewise only we will be getting sufficient amount of water. Otherwise, the water available will not be sufficient for our daily needs. In some places, there is an acute shortage of water, taps running dry, long queues of water. We have seen in many places, isn't it? There will be insufficiency in water, availability of water, and for getting water itself, there will be long queue. Fights, marches, and protests for the demand of water have become a common sight, especially during summers, where there is shortage of water. Isn't it true that we face acute shortage of water? Next it is coming. Collective clippings from newspaper and magazines on the news items, articles and pictures related to water shortage. Pass them into a scrapbook and share it with your friends. Water shortage has become a matter of concern throughout the country. It is estimated that in a few years from now, that is increase your productivity. Year 2003 was observed as International Year of Fresh Water to make people aware of the dwindling natural resources. More than one-third of the people in the world could face water scarcity. Why water is getting scarce? We must know how much water is available for use in our planet. How much water is available? Look at the picture of the earth taken from space. Why does it appear blue? Because the blue portion it indicates the water. Aware that 71% of the surface is covered with water. Almost all the water on the earth it is contained in the seas, oceans, rivers, lakes, ice caps and groundwater and in the atmosphere. However, most of the water it is not fit for human consumption. The water that is fit for use is fresh water. That is, whatever water we are getting from oceans and lakes, rivers, ice caps, the atmosphere, most probably it will be contaminated. So fresh water it is not available for as perform the following activity. That is, certain steps has to be conducted in order to obtain how much the pure water is. Limitless resources. That is, steps. Take a minimum size bucket and fill it up with water. It contains only 20 liters of water. Figure it is given. Assume that this water represents all the water present on us. So if you are taking a bucket and having water in it, it represents the water in the earth, water that is present on the earth. Then next one is take a spoonful of 5 ml capacity and transfer 100 water from the bucket to the small container like a bath mug. Represents the total fresh water. So the bucket represents the total amount of water on the earth and the mug represents the fresh water. From the bath mug, transfer 30 spoons of water to a glass tumbler. This measure it is represents the groundwater. And finally, out of quarters, 1 by 4 spoonful of water from the mug. It represents in all the lakes and rivers. So for this figure it is given to represent the availability of water on earth, fresh water, then on groundwater, and also in rivers and lakes. The water left in the bucket represents the saline water present in the seas, oceans, and partially as groundwater. The water it is not fit for human use. So such water it is not fit for human use. The water which is left in the bath mug represents the water which is present in the frozen form in glaciers, ice caps, and permanent snow. Appreciate the actual amount of water that is available for human use. Forms of water. What are the different forms of water? Are you afraid the continuous use will someday exhaust all the water available for use? Water on the earth has been maintained for millions of years by various processes. What are the processes? Water cycles. Water cycles are right in the words of the owner. That is, you know that when water circulates through the water cycle, can be found in three forms. That is the solid, liquid, and gas. At any time, at any given time, sometime on the earth, the solid form snow and ice is present as ice caps as the poles of the earth. Snow-covered mountains and glaciers. Liquid water it is present in the liquid water it is for snow-covered mountains and glaciers. Liquid water it is present in oceans, lakes and rivers and even underground. The gaseous form of water vapor it is present in the air around us. So the liquid water it is present in ocean, lake, rivers and underground. The gaseous it is present in the air around us. Continuous cycling of water among three forms keeps the total amount of water on the earth constant even when the whole world is using it. That is, here shows the process involved in the water cycle. They are labeled by numbers. Numbers given in the jumbled form. Most towns and cities have water supply system maintained by this cycle. So the jumbled form it is given. You have to write it in the correct form. Then next it is by the psychic evaporation. Then many processes have been given. The water it is drawn from nearby lakes, ponds and wells is supplied through a network of pipes. Many villages do not have such a water supply. These people fetch water directly from the sources. Often people and even children have to walk several kilometers fetching water. They cannot, that is children suffer a lot. They cannot attend a school regularly since they spend hours in fetching water. So it found to be difficult for the children to go to the school regularly or in proper time because after fetching water only they can go to the school. So it takes a lot of time. Large number of people draw water from wells, tube wells and hand pumps. Groundwater is an important source of water. That is, if we dig a hole in the ground near a water body, we may find the soil is moist. The moisture in the soil indicates the presence of water underground. If we dig deeper and deeper, we could reach a level where all the space between the particles of the soil and gap between rocks are filled with water. The upper level of the water it is called the water table. That is, if we are digging a hole and it is found to be a moist in condition, it shows the presence of water in the underground. The first level is or the upper level it is the water table. The water table it varies from place to place and it may even change from at a given place. Water table may be a depth of less than a meter or several meters below the ground. The water found below the water level it is called groundwater. Rainwater and water from other sources such as rivers, ponds, steps, through the soil and fills the empty spaces, cracks deep below the ground. This process, it is known as the process of seeping of water. That is, process of seeping of water into the ground, it is known as the infiltration. Water seeping into the ground, that is known as infiltration. The underground thus get recharged by this process. At places the groundwater is stored between layers of hard rock below the water level. That is known as aquifer. Water in the aquifers can be pumped out with the help of the tube wells or hand pumps. Have you ever been to a site where construction work is going on? Where do the workers get water for construction? Maybe you have seen boring during done at sites to reach the water table. So certain jumbled words are given based on this figure. So what we are seeing, it is heavily raining, trees are there, then a river it is flowing, on the underground also water they are receiving. So first is the jumbled word is groundwater. What is this? This is referred to as groundwater. And the second one, the figure showing. What is showing? That is evaporation of water taking place. Third one, condensation due to rain comes. Then fourth one, it is clouds. See here, this refers to clouds. Fifth one, transpiration, that is through from the trees water it is being going up, that is transpiration. Then the sixth one is infiltration, that is the rain it is been reaching the soil, it is infiltrated in the soil. Seventh one is precipitation reaction. Then coming under, we can see the aquifer, groundwater, water table, that is the topmost layer, that is the water table. Recharge is being taking place, hand pump, stream or lake. May you have seen that boring being done at such sites to reach water table. Enquire from the people working there how much deep they have to dig. Depletion of water table. Water drawn from underground water gets stored by seepage. That is, water that is drawn from the underground, it gets stored by seepage of water vapor. The water table does not affect it as long as much water is being replenished. That is, as much of the water we are taking as is replenished by natural process. However, water table may go down if the water is not sufficiently replenished. This may happen due to many reasons. What are the reasons? Depend on this, that is increase in population, industrial and agricultural activities are some common factors affecting water table. Scanty rainfall is another factor that may deplete the water table. Yet another factor that is affecting water table could be the deforestation and decrease in the affected area, that is effective area for seepage of water. Increasing population. What is it deals with? Increasing population, it creates demand for construction of houses, shops, offices, roads and pavements. This decreases the open areas like parks, playgrounds. This in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater into the ground. What could be the consequences? Floor does not allow water to seep in easily, while in a grassland, water seeps through it. There is in no time. That is, if you are increasing the population, for the demand and need will be demands for what all the demands, that is construction of houses, shops, offices, roads, etc. And also decrease in the open areas. What are decrease in the open area? It refers to the park, then playground. In turn decreases the seepage of rainwater to the underground. As a result of this, it is seen that grassland water seeps more easily than this. In turn decreases seepage of water into the ground. Okay, moreover, a huge amount of water it is required for construction work. Often groundwater it is used for this purpose. So on the other hand, we are consuming more groundwater, and on the other we are allowing lesser water to seep into the ground. This results, what does it result? It results in the depletion of the water table. In fact, water table in some parts is water table in many parts, that is of cities, have gone to alarmingly low levels. Increasing industries. Water it is used by all the industries. Almost everything that we use needs water somewhere in the production process. Number of industries, it is increasing. That is, if it is industries are increasing rapidly, means contamination of water also will take place if not properly used. Is drawn to the ground. Then next is the agriculture activities. A majority of farmers in India depend upon rains for irrigating their crops. Irrigation systems such as canals are there only in few places. Even these systems may suffer from lack of water due to erratic rainfall. Therefore, farmers have to use groundwater. For what purpose? For irrigation, they have to use the groundwater. Population pressure on agriculture forces increasing use of groundwater day by day. Then this results in depletion in the groundwater and the distribution of water. Distribution of water over the globe is quite uneven due to the number of factors. What are they? Some places have good amount of rain and are water rich. On the other hand, there are deserts which have scanty rainfall. That is, some places will be having what? A rich amount of water. Other places are scanty because some places have good amount of water and are water rich. Other places have scanty rainfall. India is a vast country and rainfall is not the same everywhere. Some regions have excessive rains while others have little rainfall. Excessive rains it causes floods, whereas the absence of rains it results in droughts. Therefore, some regions in our country have floods while others have droughts at the same time. Given here is the rainfall map of India. It shows the average annual rainfall. That is, we have to locate the place where there is having rainfall. Sufficient area where there is sufficient rainfall, there is shortage of water. Water management. Many places there is a regular supply of water. Here it is a picture showing that is where and all the annual rainfall it is flowing. That is on what level? It is coming under 0 to 400 and above 400. Provided by a well-planned pipe system. When the civic authorities supply water through pipes, not all of it may reach the destination. You might have seen the water supply pipes leaking and a lot of water gushing out. That is when a water supply it is being given to all the parts of that region. They will not be getting sufficient water, maybe due to some leaking problems or a lot of water gushing out to the pipes. The civic authorities to prevent such wastage of precious water. Mismanagement of wastage may also take place at the level of individuals. So water it is lost in many ways. We know for whatever purposes we are using water in our house. Leaking taps is another source of huge water wastage. We waste water as though we do not need water the next time. We have seen that most of the water that we get a rainfall just flows away. This is a waste of precious natural resources. So it has to be recharged. This is referred to as the water harvesting or rainwater harvesting. If find out if the buildings in your neighborhood have water harvesting system involves. That is, the rainwater has to be kept as a storage for the future for the upcoming summer seasons. We have at many places in India an old practice of water storage and water recharge called the Boweries. Was a traditional way of collecting water. With the time, the boweries fell into the disuse and garbage started filling in their reservoirs. Because of the acute water shortage, people in these areas have had to rethink. The boweries are being revived today. The situation is that in spite of scanty rains, these places are managing their water needs well. A farmer using water in the field can also use water economically. Maybe you have learned of drip irrigation. It is a technique of watering plants by making use of narrow tubings which deliver water directly at the base of the plant. Case of study. That is Bhujpur in the Kutch area of Gujarat have an essentially erratic rainfall. The only source of fresh water lies underground because rivers in this area do not have water throughout the year. Over the years, demand for water has grown. The withdrawal of groundwater has far exceeded recharge. 1989, the villagers, along with the non-government organization, decided to harvest rainwater. 18 check dams were rebuilt on the Rukumavati river and its many tributaries. The water so collected, it increased the percolation through the soil and recharged the aquifers. Water wise habits: turn off taps while brushing, mop the floor instead of washing. What role you can play? Have you ever shown concern if you saw a tap leaking in your house, school, or other place? Leaking taps waste a lot of water that you must have efforts to stop the leakage. There are a number of ways you can adapt to minimize the wastage of water. Effect of water scarcity on the plants. You must have seen potted plants wilting and ultimately drying up if they do not get water even for a few days. That is, the plants need water to get nutrition from the soil and to prepare their food. Just imagine consequences if water is not available to plants. The green character of the plant that is shall be lost and mean the end of all life. For a world without plants shall mean no food, no oxygen, not enough rain, and innumerable other problems. What is the successivity initiative behind this? That is, Rajasthan is a hot and dry place. The talent of natural scarcity of water was met by the successful experiment. Hamara Jal Hamara Jeevan. That is the slogan behind the keeping of the water. That's all about this chapter. Children, if you are interested, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.